Please share, like or subscribe to this video if you like it. Thank you very much.
It's a lovely morning here in Chonburi in Thailand, and today this video is going to be about AECHMEAs, which of course are in the bromeliad family. Now they're lovely plants, they're one of my favourites. They're so easy to grow. They can be grown in the ground, in pots, in hanging pots, or stuck to a tree or raft, whatever. I've even got them growing on stone. They're great. In the ground they tend to grow very large, or a lot larger than they would on a raft or on a tree. So if you have a large plant and you want to keep it small, stick it up on a tree or on a raft. That's fine, it's a good idea. And I don't feed them. I don't feed AECHMEAs at all. I find that feeding any bromeliads, in fact, they tend to get leggy. They tend to get leggy and weak. Slight contradiction there. I do feed the dickias, and that's about it really. The dickias do well for a little feed. Well, here we are. This is the one we're going to do today. It's got two pups on it. There's the parent plant. We're going to put the parent plant back in the pot to produce more pups, and we're going to put one of the pups up on a tree or a raft or somewhere, and the other pup will be in a hanging basket. So that's the project for today. Okay? Okay. As far as I'm aware, you can't buy compost for bromeliads in Thailand, so I make my own. It's no problem at all. We're starting from left to right. We have bark, uncomposted, and chopped up coconut husk, broken crocks, and charcoal. Now if you use barbecue charcoal, which I'm doing so in this case, make sure there's no accelerant in it at all, otherwise it could harm your plant. So there's our 4 ingredients. If you wanted to, you could add a bit of compost or a bit of soil, but I tend to find in pots, if you have too much soil or too much of the coconut fibre, after a time the base of the plant will rot. So these are my 4 ingredients. Now I'll mix these up roughly equal parts. It doesn't have to be accurate. One thing I forgot to mention, I pre-soaked the coconut for about an hour in water. Otherwise, when you go to water them the first few times, the water just runs straight through. You do need to retain some water. So, in they go. Just like that, as Tommy Cooper said. Quick mix up, and there we are, that's what we have. Right, we have our compost, and we have our pot, terracotta pot. I love these with the open sides. It stops the coconut and the bark getting too damp. That's ideal, that. So we've got our compost. Chuck it in. Like so, not too much. Half full. You can see this now. This white here is mould that's gone on the coconut. The coconut does tend to do that, but I find it doesn't affect the plant at all. So with a sharp pair of secateurs, preferably an old pair, because you're going into the sod, into your compost with it. And snip it off with one. There we are. Lovely. And you can see the second one here has already got loads of root here. These are anchoring roots, so I shall use this one probably to go up on a raft, or an old piece of wood I've got at the front of the garden actually.
Now the mother plant I shall put back in its original pot and pack it around with a bit of coconut fibre and shove it under a tree to produce more pups.
There's our 2 pups. Both good, both very healthy. I think I'll put the larger one in the pot. So, just a little bit more coconut. It's a little bit hungry, this compost. There we are. The only other thing I do here, I've got old broken crock here, and I just pop it around the top to stabilise the plant. Now when this one becomes an adult and produces pups, This crocking won't be a problem because the plants are so robust they'll just force their way through that. So now this is a hanging pot. I don't know if you can see here, there's 3 holes punched in the sides near the top to take these hanging wires, and I should put that out in the shade house. Always make sure the cups are full of water, because it's easy after you've just done a load of potting up to forget to fill the cups with water. They must have water in all the time, preferably rainwater, but tap water's fine. In the front of the garden I have a piece of an old Thai house which I got from my brother-in-law, and I've got a few bromeliads growing on that, so I'm going to pop this one there. Now then, what I've done here, I've got a piece of coconut husk and I'll put a few slightly rusty nails in. They'll grip better than a nice shiny new nails. Plus shiny new nails look horrible, don't they? We shall put that like so, and we shall hammer that to our post. And what we have here is the AECHMEA pinned to the post. There we are, that's it, that's simple. A little bit of water in the cup and Bob's your uncle. There we are, this is another shot.
The next few shots are of AECHMEAs growing in our garden in Thailand. As you can see, AECHMEAs are very adaptable. I've got them growing in full sun, into sort of semi-shade and nearly deep shade. However, in deep shade they do suffer, they get very weak and leggy and they don't show their colours. The more sunlight or the more bright light they get, the more the colours come out. I do grow the odd AECHMEA in the ground, and I've found that some of them become absolutely huge depending on the species, but they do like a very open, free draining soil. Well, that's it folks, enjoy your gardening, goodbye. By Oil Lamp Productions, Rodborough, Milford, Surrey.